10 days ago, the guy was the greatest coach on the planet. And all of a sudden now they're like, oh, you embarrassed the goaltender. You did this and that. You're like, all right, well, I didn't feel like he needed to drive the bus over him and back up over him. Like the series was over.
He kind of did, right?
Oh, yeah. There's no need for that.
There was no need.
Series is over. You don't need to throw any gas on the fire.
There was just no, like, I know he was emotional and all that. There was just no need. I had no problem with the pull. I just thought he should have gone back in. Like, you put him back in, you're going to yell at everybody, get your head out of your ass and go back, get going. But you don't give the goalie the opportunity to do that too. So, it
was a weird one because I said, if you're pulling the goalie, then don't call timeout. That is your timeout.
Yeah. But I think he was so.
Tell him at the beginning. Don't wait till it's over to tell him.
You don't.
It was just a weird transaction how it all went down, and then at the end to you lose. Whether
he could have just said, "I wanted to pull the goalie and to spark the team, and we're looking for something to get us going."
Yeah.
Instead,
but went to a very prepared almost statement about his performance last year and the numbers.
Is there more to it though? Is DeBoer pissing people off, or is Oettinger a pain? That's for me. None of it makes sense. I'm like,
something was weird. Like, something's off there to the point where they might have to have a beer together this summer and squash some stuff, because Ottinger's got 8 years left.
I know, but DeBoer, I'm more looking at DeBoer because he's bounced around after having success. I'm like, well, something doesn't feel right here.
5 of the last 6 conference finals.
Maybe it's just circumstances, but
guys missed their game 7. Just get him to game 7.
Yeah,
can't do it in round 3 apparently.
Couldn't do that.
Yeah. He's not.
We were saying if you're Jake Oettinger, you're the guy. You signed the 8-year deal. You're in the 3rd round elimination game. 2 goals and 2 shots. Okay, well, I got to make saves, but at the same time, guys, are we ready to play?
Yeah.
And then your coach pulls you, and you put Casey DeSmith.
Yeah.
Not a storied NHL veteran who's maybe been through. Casey DeSmith the rest of the way. So you sit on the bench, you're embarrassed, you lose, and then your coach. If I'm Oettinger, I need some time before I'm having a face-to-face with DeBoer.
Yeah,
I might rip it off.
You need to go fishing in Michigan or whatever they do there. But I agree. Like, it just is a weird. I just didn't like the way that all went down, because you could argue, and I think Dallas is a hell of a team, and they've gotten there every year. Now they got to get over the hump, but they're not. That's not blow it up type of thing. It's like, hey, we need to keep adding pieces. We need internal growth. We need all of these things. But in the end, it was such a black cloud over, a week earlier. You're like, this team can beat Edmonton. This team's really good, and it's amazing how the perception of something can change in 1 week. Like, I could argue, and I always bring it to Toronto. If Toronto loses in double overtime in game 7 to Florida, you go, it's a pretty damn good team, and that got beat by a really good team as well. But it's the fact that they got blown out 2 home games on, and booed off the ice, and that it's the optics of it. Whereas a week earlier, they're like, Toronto's making the cup. You know how it is here. They're making the cup and took care of Ottawa. And so the perception is like, they've got to blow everything up. Well, I think you need tinkering. And it's the same thing in Dallas. And if Edmonton loses, you're going to, they're not just going to blow the team up. You got to reload and keep trying. That's the biggest challenge. I think everyone's leaning Edmonton, but I wouldn't sleep on this Florida team. Like, I think Florida's a hell of a team, but McDavid is a man possessed, so we'll see how he's going to handle with it.
Just back to the Dallas thing, we'll let you. Did they have a goalie consultant or a goalie coach that can fly in to try and kind of soothe and calm the waters between the goalie and the coach?
And get poisoned on a boat or something like that.
Compensation.
Because you did that. Didn't you have to kind of go and talk to, because it was.
Myself and Mike Keenan flew over to have a visit with Mika Kiprasov. Yes.
Yeah.
And we went for some great steak dinners and some beers, and it was a great visit. And I really think, no, I don't even think, I know it helped. We forget. Like, we show up for training camp. The coach is already in coaching form. You're not getting to see what this person's like away from the rink. We always talk about Daryl Sutter. I mean, Daryl's the greatest human away from the rink. Like, and he doesn't talk hockey with you or any, like, it's family, it's, farming or, you name it. Like, Daryl's very, Yeah, yeah, exactly. But when you're around in that environment, it's hockey and it's intense. You don't get to see the best of everybody all the time, right? And I think that trip was a prime example of getting to know the person involved, not the actions or the comments in heated moments. They a lot of teams I'm sure do it behind the scenes. Put it that way.
Hey, buddies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.